So if you're pulling a consumer report and okay, and I've seen it sometimes where it's like, okay, you have your red flags box, but every once in a while I see consumer reports where they have the red flag, little box up top, and it's got all, that's the thing that everybody notices. But there are also baked into the entire consumer report, there might be other notifications or other warnings that pop up, and they may qualify as a red flag, but they don't make it up into that box that everybody looks at. So be aware with your consumer reports where those red flags may pop up, and make sure they're not getting missed, because I have seen financial institutions that were missing them simply because they were looking in the big red flag box where typically the red flags end up. But it's alerts, notifications, or other warnings received from a consumer reporting agency. Okay, so, and it could be a fraud alert, it could be an address discrepancy, I've seen all kinds of red flags that have popped up over the years. In fact, most recent one that I thought was really bizarre, but it made sense after I looked into it. It was a red flag that popped up, and it was alerting because there was an apartment that was above a bowling alley. And I can't remember exactly how it was worded, but it was basically saying that, this location is not likely to have somebody living there. And so it was a red flag that popped up. And it made sense because, I don't know, if you've been in a bowling alley, oftentimes they stay up pretty late, and it's awful noisy when people are downstairs bowling. And so this red flag popped up and said, hey, you might want to double check that address. I don't know if somebody's living there. And if they are living there, they probably have to stay up super late because it's constant crashing going on the floor below them. But so red flags, they pop up for all kinds of reasons. And every time I turn around, there's a new one that I see. Maybe the address was at a prison. If you're receiving a credit request and they've entered in an address that's a prison, that's a red flag. You'll want to pop up with it. But I've also seen, alerts that, maybe the date the social security number was issued doesn't make sense with the birth date that was put in, or maybe the social security number, the federal government thinks that the individual has that number, has deceased or passed away. And so then you'll get an alert. So there's all kinds of alerts that will pop up in addition to those fraud alerts.